From that low life, hustle till we came. Gotta make a move, figure out the maze. We could tell if you ain't us. Now they wanna knock me, cause they seen I came up. Wanna hustle up, I don't really fuck with ya. Used to make moves, serving all these customers. I got love for ya, I'ma cut for ya. Please stay out my way, cause I'm about to double up. It's God first in the fam, I sacrifice for it. Loyalty to my blood.
Is going on here? What up, world? We are back. We are live. This is the Cloud Chronicles. I am your host, Ja Blaze, in the building, man. I got a super dope guest coming up, man. This is good. This is one of my favorite shows. You've heard me talk about it for a couple years now. Literally, it's one of my favorite shows. I've watched it at least five times at least through both seasons already. I can literally quote it. It's a great show, man. The guy we got coming into the first time on the show. You've seen him on Marlon, Sherman Showcase, and like I said, one of my favorite shows, Southside. He's a big part of that. So welcome to the show for the first time, Mr. Diallo Riddle in the building.
What's up? Yeah, the air horn. You know, I
had to give you the air horn, man. Come on now.
Air horn figures into a season 3 episode quite a bit. So you know,
okay.
hot news exclusive.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Hey man, so just real quick, man, introduce yourself to the people that do not know.
Diallo Riddle. You know, been doing this since 2009. Got my first job in TV. You know, me and Bashir Salahuddin went to college together, and we've been working ever since. You know, working hard, working on other people's shows, working on our own shows, developing shows that unfortunately you never saw, because that's just how it goes sometimes in this business of show business. But you know, we're really excited to be back. You know, we got 2 shows dropping in rapid succession at the end of this year. We got Sherman Showcase Season 2 coming out October 26th on
Hey, it's my birthday.
For real?
That's like my little birthday.
Throw a birthday party and put us on in the background. That'll be on AMC Plus and AMC and IFC. You know, streaming on AMC Plus. I know a lot of people may not have AMC Plus, but maybe get the free trial that week. And there you go. And then Southside coming back before the end of the year. I know the date. I can't say the date yet because you know, they want to drop that wide, but when the time comes, you know, you'll know. You can follow me at Diallo, Diallo. I always post up the second I can because, you know, we're maybe not the largest TV community, but the fans of Southside and Sherman Showcase, you know, like we love these shows, man. We work really hard on these shows. We try to make the shows that we wish we could watch, and you know, it's just you'll see a lot of the same actors on both shows because we think that, you know, we're like we're trying to put people on to stand-ups. Amazing theater actors, amazing, you know, actors who you're going to see in movies come next year and Marvel shows come next year. You know, we try to get there first and put people on. We're not about trying to just cast a whole bunch of famous people.
Yeah, a lot of new and up and coming talent coming out of there, man. Out of Chicago. I've had
man. Yeah, we try to be like what Law and Order and NYPD Blue used to be for, you know, your typical New York actor who's like, oh yeah, you know, I can't, you know, I haven't had that much work, but I have talent. We're trying to be that show. We're trying to put people on, you know, early on in their careers. And so we're always, you know, age regardless. Like we're always like, oh yo, Ron Connor who plays Bluto.
I had him on the show.
Yeah, people know him in Chicago, but I feel like he has, you know, he's about to break wide. So that's why we always try to give him more stuff, you know. And then, of course, you got people like LeRoyce Hawkins, who, you know, plays Officer Atwater on Chicago PD, but on our show, he plays Shaw. And, you know, that's
hilarious character.
Yeah.
Hilarious character, man. Yeah, man. I like I said, I'm a huge fan of the show. So definitely when I started my show, I wanted to reach out to, you know, a lot of you guys. I have had several on. I appreciate all of y'all coming on the show, man. Been learning myself. I'm getting into acting. I got my first part.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
It's a virtual film. Short. It's from a guy in Chicago though. Shout out to Wade Simmons, man. Shout out to Wade Simmons.
Hey, tell me when it's out, man. Let me see it. I want to see it.
Definitely. It's supposed to come out in October, he said. He didn't have a confirmed date though, but
okay.
Hey man, it's my first credit, man. So I'm
congratulations, man.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I'm super happy, man. I'm trying to get on there, maybe like season 6. Y'all get on there and y'all show.
You mean that you ain't gotta wait that. What neighborhood are you in?
I'm down here in Texas, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but who did I have on? Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Aaron's been with us since we shot the very first sizzle reel, which is when we took the money from that they gave us to write the script, and even though our families wanted to eat, we took that money and bought like some basic cameras, basic equipment. Didn't buy it, rented it, but rented some basic stuff. Got the money to edit it, and because we were trying to do something that I still don't think happens enough in Hollywood, where there's nobody famous in it, but it's the writing that we like, the actors who were unknown who we liked, and we just put it all, we put our money together and just shot something like Robert Townsend style. And I still feel like that's the best way to break into this business. It's not reaching out to people and saying, I got a script. Like, we can't have the time. We can't even read the script because there's legal stuff that prevents us from reading unsolicited material. What I always say is if you don't have a lot of money, take the best 5 minutes of that script that you can afford to shoot. So maybe save the helicopter scene and the car chase for when you have some money, but shoot that scene, around the family table. Just shoot something so that people can hear your voice. Shoot your own sizzle reel, and that will, sometimes propel you to the next level.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'm definitely about to start branching out and doing some of those little short 3-minute thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you need, man. I would say even if you can shoot 28 minutes, shoot an amazing 5 to 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And if you really got to go there, shoot 15. But I think once you get to like 20, I can guarantee you, if they've watched 20 minutes, they will love your tightest 5 or 6. Just show that restraint. Also, every span is small. I'm serious, man. You got to be able to rope people in with something. And so, like if you notice, a lot of TV shows have what they call the cold open. And the cold open is when, if you're streaming, you hit play, or, if it's on regular TV, it's like the part that comes before the opening credits. And that cold open, sometimes it has to do with the episode and sometimes it doesn't. But regardless, that cold open is there to entertain people in like about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So much that they're like, I'm going to sit here and watch the rest of it. And so that's why, like, if you can entertain us for 2 minutes, you've accomplished the job. You don't have to try and, hey, I got a 2-hour, thing that I shot. That's ridiculous. Just shoot the best 5 to 10 minutes and leave it at that. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. You can make your point in that time.
Exactly. That's why even with my podcast, I don't do like 2-hour episodes. I keep
people do that stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, you probably need to be on Sirius XM if you're talking for 3 hours.
That's a lot of time to talk too, man. Just I mean, it's different when you're at a family gathering and you're kind of chopping it up with some old friends. If you got a mic there,
leave them wanting more. It's the old Hollywood thing. Just leave them wanting a little bit more.
Yeah, chop it down, chop it up.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Chop it up, exactly.
Seriously, man, seriously. So I did want to, man. Let me ask you a couple questions about the show, man.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
I'm sure you have several, but give me like a favorite episode or maybe like a favorite moment that y'all had to like keep shooting because everybody was just laughing so hard. I know there's been several. There've been
several, and you might have talked to Bluto about this one. You might have talked to Ron Connor about this one, but I'll always say one of the funniest scenes in the history of the show. I think it's episode 5 of season 2, but it's the life of an Ottoman, and we track the history of this one piece of furniture through several, almost several decades. But at one point, it lands in the house of Shaw when Shaw and the gang are having an intervention with Bluto over his continuing to rock dreadlocks, even though he's gone basically bald.
Yeah.
And there was just some moments while we were shooting that thing where everybody on set was just laughing. And I don't even want to say too much more because there's some people out there, no doubt some of your listeners haven't seen that scene, but that's one of my favorite scenes of all time because I'm just like, like we don't even use any music cues in that scene. It's just so damn ridiculous. And it's about, because I think we've all known somebody who was rocking dreads, but their whole head wasn't cooperating anymore. So it's just one of my favorite scenes of all time. And we struggle to get through that one. Definitely.
Yeah, man. There's another scene from that episode too, man. I thought the first time I saw it, I really thought you was about to tackle him, man, with that on when you came out. I was like, oh, he's about to get busy.
Listen, that was my Marvel scene. I got to run across the desk and have the clothes blowing in the wind. And then at the last second, Alan Gale just panicked, he was like, you know what? I'm not going to try and fight Godfrey the comedian because Godfrey the comedian works out a lot. That dude is in amazing shape always. And me, I'm a funny writer, so I wasn't trying to tackle dude in that moment. I tried to use the Ottoman to trip him up, and then we saw what happened.
That was funny, man. That was definitely. There's a lot. That's a funny ass episode. There's a lot of.
It's a great episode, and we want to do more. You'll see in season 3 we have a couple of those are in the business. Those are called high concept episodes. They're not the traditional character comes in with a problem and proceeds to no. We followed a piece of furniture, and in season 3, without giving out any spoilers, we've got some. We have an episode sort of dedicated to our love of the movies of Christopher Nolan, the director. He did The Dark Knight. He did He did The Prestige, and he has a certain way of shooting stuff. So we went highly cinematic for this one episode coming up in season 3, where it's just it's a serious. It's gonna feel like you watched a movie, and we're actually asking the HBO Max folks if we can actually turn it in. I remember in season 2 of Atlanta, there was an episode that was 42 minutes long. We want to see if we can turn in the episode long because we don't really want to cut. I'm going against what I said earlier about always cutting it down, but we shot, I think, about an hour and a half worth of stuff. We've just, instead of the typical 30 minutes, we want to go 38 minutes. So we're not asking for a whole lot more, but we just want to give the people the complete story because I do feel like that one we shot more like a movie than even an episode of TV.
Yeah, man. It's a great show, man. I've been watching it since it was on Comedy Central since it started. So glad to see.
Thank you, man. I mean, it's so different. Comedy Central, I feel like a couple of people saw the show. Definitely some dedicated watchers in Chicago. But when we went to HBO Max, when we went to streaming, it was night and day. All of a sudden, you had people, especially in Chicago, on the streets, just yo, I love the show. It's my favorite. It's my favorite show. Y'all really capture what it's like to actually live in Chicago,
right?
And not be all serious about it. And so we were really thankful for that. I feel like the streaming of it all, I mean, we live in a time, man. It's ridiculous to think that we can tell people, hey, watch it at this time on this screen in your house. Be home by 8:30. It's such an outdated form of the medium that I don't know why everything isn't available on streaming.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too the other day. You remember, if you missed the show, you just missed the show.
You just missed it.
You just missed it.
You might mess up. You might set the VCR to record. It records the wrong channel or something like that, and then you were just out. You had to ask everybody else. Well, what happened to the Rugrats? You just didn't know. You didn't know, and now it's you have every single TV show that ever existed on your phone. So well, we didn't get flying cars, but we got that. So there you
go. Right. Well, they're coming. I heard they're dropping at the end of the year.
I don't know if I want a flying car, man. That seems I don't like heights, and I fear just stuff raining down on people. So probably better if we don't do that one yet.
I don't think we should either. Can you imagine drunk drivers with flying cars?
I mean, they're gonna be flying into buildings, right?
There it is. There it is. It's over with. It's only gonna take one. It's only gonna take one.
And then no flying cars for anybody.
Yeah, the flying cars have been grounded as of now. Okay, but so I want to ask you some off the script. What do you like to do when you're not doing film and stuff, bro? What do you?
Man, I've got 3 kids. I've been married for 13 and a half years. I've got
congrats.
Thank you. I don't let them watch Southside. It's a little rough. A little rough. I mean, my my oldest kid is 12. So, in time, I'm gonna let him watch some stuff. I let him watch some episodes of Sherman Showcase because they sort of know who Prince is, but they don't really know who Prince is. Like for them, that's just like, their dad's music. So a lot of those references are just lost on them and stuff. I end up watching a lot of what they are watching just to see what's coming next, and I try to play them the music I'm into, but even that's tricky because, you don't realize until you have kids, like you just don't want them saying certain stuff. Like I remember the first time we were just listening to, the Power Station here in LA, and it wasn't even Biggie, but I think it was a YG song where he mentions, he like quotes Biggie, he says something about kick in the door, waving the 4-4. And to hear my, at the time 10-year-old be like, what's a 4-4? I'm like, oh man, I gotta have this conversation. And he's just seen me rocking out to it, so I can't say it's bad. You know what I mean? I was just like, let's listen to the y'all sure y'all want to hear more Radio Disney? Like it's just tough, man. It's crazy, raising kids in this time when so much of the culture, like, it's just it's not necessarily made for them,
Right.
but we try our best. So I'm a dad full time, and I'm also, I still in a related subject, I'm still DJing. I still DJ at places like the Dime. Oh, I've always DJed. I've DJed since college.
Man, I had no idea.
Yeah, man. Most of the time when we have like a Southside rap party or a Sherman Showcase premiere party, like, I'm usually on the decks. I'm usually the person who's spinning. So that's why a lot of times in shows like Sherman's and Southside, you'll get references to Lil Durk, Lil Baby. I've never stopped listening to brand new music, you know what I'm saying? And so, I'll sneak in a reference to 42 Doug and, right alongside a reference to Inspector Deck, like the music that I grew up on, because I grew up listening to a lot of East Coast. And we actually have a show that we're developing right now that takes place, in New York in the 90s, because I feel like nobody's ever really tackled that period, like really exciting stuff. I mean, the Wu-Tang series on Amazon did, but like, we're going to tackle it from the Diallo and Bashir perspective, which is always to throw some comedy and some unexpected stuff in there. So, we're always working. We got so many shows in development. I hope in 2023, we'll be able to talk about those shows.
Man, I had forgot, but I do want to tell you that I do want to ask you this though. Funniest part too on the show. I can't remember the episode, the title, but it was when they did the was it Jamboree or whatever, the cheerleading competition.
Jukeathon. Jukeathon, yeah. I mean, like that's
dancing example. With the dude. I was like, I wonder if he really hurt himself.
No, but you know what? Of course not. Of course did not hurt myself. No, that actor's name is on the show. His character is Curtis. He is the same actor who was from West Side RTO in season 1, the day the Jordans dropped. I don't know if y'all remember that, but like him and of course now I'm gonna forget her name, but they were for the West Side RTO. I'm for people who really like Southside, we're gonna visit West Side RTO in season 3. People have been asking about, are we ever going to see their rival store? And absolutely, we're going to visit West Side RTO in a very epic episode. That's actually the episode we want to run a little bit longer because we're tackling so many things in the world of Southside. But yeah, that actor, he's really funny. And the thing about the Jukeathon is that as a DJ, I'm always like, what about these regional musics that people don't talk about? I grew up in Atlanta. I'm the one person not from Chicago who works on the show. And I grew up in Atlanta where we had like Miami booty shake, Miami bass music, Baltimore's got that Be More sound. And in Chicago, they had juke. And all these kind of these musics have never really gone mainstream. And we were like, we got to do something with juke music from Chicago. So that's why we came up with the Jukeathon episode. And yeah, even though they got the cheer teams, and I was so happy that we got to do like that little medley of Jukeathon tracks. So shout out to DJ Chip and everybody else. I think we got the music cleared through, but like, yeah, that kind of, local music is something that we're kind of getting away from because everybody's on YouTube. Everybody, is listening to the same, 5 songs that are on the radio. But yeah, I feel like those local regional music, that's something that's still very special. When you're stuck in traffic in Chicago and the radio comes and you're listening to the radio, they'll do a juke mix for like 30 minutes. You're just going, oh, this is so hot. Like and it's
just
not
wake you up. You're like, oh, okay, I'm
awake. For real. You won't hear it ever in LA. You won't hear it in Atlanta, you know? So I just feel like we always got to give those special love letters to or Texas. You know, I remember when you had to go to Texas to hear screw music. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't anything anybody knew national. So yeah, I always feel like you got to give a shout out to the local trends and local music. And I do want to say one more thing about just being from Atlanta. I am truly the only person not from it. Our show is so full of Chicago folks. All the series regulars are from Chicago. They're from Harvey. They're from Inglewood. There might be somebody from Hyde Park. They consider him bougie. There's one person. There's one person for the North Side. There's one person for the North Side. They give him all the shit. Like they rap on him all the time because everybody grew up everybody grew up on the South Side. Like from the writers to the actors, everybody is from the South Side. So we're not faking anything, and that's why our references to high schools, the places where people eat, are so real because everybody grew up on the South Side. You know what I mean? Yeah. So shout out to the actual South Side. That's why we're not all guns and death, because if you grow up on the South Side, it's not all guns and death. People love the South Side. People love going home and showing love to Chicago. And if you just believe what you heard on the news, people will be like, oh, I'm so glad I escaped. I've never heard anybody say that. In fact, when I was taking an Uber ride home from set, I've never heard that. When I was taking an Uber ride home from set, one night, my Uber driver was like, hey, man, I heard you making a comedy about the South Side. And I didn't know where he was going with this. I was like, yeah. And he was like, man, thank you. He was like, people need to know Southside got some of the funniest people on the planet, and nobody ever talks about that side of the South Side. So we're happy to provide that to the South Side. And I hope in time we'll be able to do that with other communities that I feel have been demonized unnecessarily. I'm talking about Southwest Atlanta, South Philly, South Bronx, South Central. I was like, we could build a whole South universe and hit all the cities. You know what I mean? So y'all tell me, like, you know, what city, what part of Houston, what part of Dallas, you know, we need to be coming to and doing the Texas version of Southside. We need to do that.
Yes, I did put that out there in the universe with I don't want to mispronounce his name. I'm gonna say it right.
No, okay, go ahead.
Sultan.
Who?
Sultan?
Oh, Sultan.
Okay.
Sultan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. On our episode, I did throw that out there. I was like, hey, virtual, y'all call in RTO Texas. I'm gonna be down here. Have somebody walking behind me with boxes. We'll have matching. We'll have some matching polos, all this stuff, man. We'll just cut up, you know. So yeah, I put it out there, man.
I would love that. I think we can export this humor because at the end of the day, I grew up in Southwest Atlanta. Obviously, Bashir grew up in Southwest, South Side of Chicago. Sultan is his brother and grew up there too. I feel like, you know, no matter what neighborhood you go to, we deal with a lot of the same stuff, but you know, Black communities be fun as hell to grow up in, and I think people have to be reminded of that sometimes because you usually just get the negative on TV.
I love the fact that it's all funny, bro, and it's about the South Side of Chicago. Like I do. I like, no disrespect to the Chi. I know they're doing something different. You know what I mean?
And that's okay too.
You need to see that too. You need to know, but it's been done before, and you know, like it seems like everybody's always got a dramatic.
Well, I want to be very clear. I love the Chi. We're friends with Lena. I think it's okay for there to be multiple shows. I want to do a show in Atlanta. It doesn't mean my show is going to be like Atlanta by Donald Glover. That's his Atlanta show. I think that, you know, we always say that like white execs have no problem giving us 8 shows in New York with white people. But if you do a Black show in a city, then it immediately gets compared to any other Black show in that city. And we got to get out of that habit because every show reflects you know, what the showrunner wants to tell. And I love the Chi and I love Southside, and you ain't got to choose.
Yeah, I think too, I'm just more of a, like, I like watching funny stuff. So I'm going to watch.
Hey, listen, sometimes you come home and you want to see something gritty, and sometimes you come home and you're like, I just want to laugh. And that's why we don't really do special episodes of Southside. We're like, if people are watching this show, they probably, like you, just want to see some funny shit. And we, you know, one thing I do watch with my kids that we are able to digest together is The Simpsons, and I like The Simpsons because Simpsons just it's smart, silly, and I feel like we treat the same way The Simpsons has the city of Springfield, Southside has the city of Chicago, and specifically the South Side of Chicago. So that's why we'll do a whole episode with these police officers played by Bashir and his real life wife Chandra, but then we'll do a whole nother episode about a piece of furniture. We'll do a whole nother episode about, you know, my character Alan and the politics of Chicago. Like we we have the same setting, you never know episode to episode which characters are going to be the focus.
I like that too. I really like that because, like you were saying earlier, I like you having different perspectives because a black kid in a black neighborhood may have, like not all of them were poor. So you may have you need that black rich kid.
Exactly.
You need that middle class. I was like a middle class black kid, you know what I'm saying? And I was a preacher kid. So there's a whole different perspective between those.
The PK thing is real. The PK
man.
thing, Bashir and I directed the episode with Lil Rel trying to get his church playoff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and in real life, people like Lil Rel and Risha Webb, who's a friend of mine from my time at Marlin, like, they had a different experience, you know what I'm saying, than just being in the community. So we always, I always say one of our favorite shows, one of the movies, I should say, that Bashir and I had the biggest effect on us was Coming to America. And in Coming into America, you got the barbers, you got African princes, you got single people, you got married people, rich people, poor people, smart people, dumb people. You go to the black community, there's no one black experience. And so we always wanted to show all the different sides of the community because it's not all one thing.
Definitely. Yeah, man. This has been a great episode, man. I know you're super busy.
We're working on the episode. We directed episode 3 of season 3. So we got a big episode coming up, and so that's what we're working on right now.
Well, like I said, man, drop my name in the film room. I'm here. I act. I got range. I can go deep.
I love it.
I can go. You want me mad? You want me to be the gangster? Funny nerd guy.
I'll tell you what I want. I want that Dope Soul T-shirt that's hanging up behind me. That's what
I got you, man. I got you. Got several colors too. You can get. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I got you, man. Hey, do you before we get out of here, give shout outs? If you want to plug anything, tell them where to find you.
Hey, man, for real. Southside season 3. Hard to get 3 seasons down, but we got season 3 coming back on HBO Max later this year. You'll be able to watch it. You'll definitely be able to watch it by Christmas with your family. So when you're at the holidays and y'all want to laugh, go ahead and watch, the new season of Southside. Like I said, Sherman Showcase coming around Halloween on October 26th, aka Job Blaze's birthday.
You heard it. You
heard it here first. And that's going to be really good. We got everybody from Chance the Rapper to Issa Rae. We got a bunch of, the people from Sherman's Showcase season 1 coming back, like Morris Day. We just got a lot of, we got a lot of friends. We got a lot of stuff that we shot during COVID. It was tough, but we got through it. And Sherman Showcase October 26th and Southside by the end of the year. If you want updates on all this, you can follow me at Diallo, Diallo. And I appreciate you having me on the show, John.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. This is great. I never would have thought, man, when I was first watching it on Comedy Central, I would have been sitting down with half the cast now, man. This is great, man. Put your mind.
We just want to spread the word. Word of mouth is better than any billboard out there. We just want people to know that we appreciate it. If they like the show, just tell 5 people. If they've never seen it, just watch it. I guarantee if you watch one episode, you'll be a fan. It's a strong show.
I continue to tell people about the show, man, all the time, man. Hey, end of the episode, I always like to say, mental health is real. You take care of this, it'll take care of you. Drink some water. Tell somebody you love them. Job Blaze. Diallo Riddle, y'all check him out, man. He's on everything. Hulu, Netflix, everything.
Can't make up my mind.
He's on everything, man. He's working. He stays working, man. But yeah, this has been another great episode of Cloud Chronicles, man. We'll see y'all later. Peace.